Christina throws her hands up. Who wants to do karaoke? Bill just mutters, God help us, as he reaches for the nearest bottle. Liz lights her cigarette with shaking hands, muttering curse words under her breath. Michelle leans in for the lighter, cupping her hand around the flame. Jesus Christ, Liz, I swear to God, if Cara ever makes me do some shit like that again... Liz laughs. Oh, please. You were iconic. A festive mummy. Michelle glares. I was a hostage. I bet Christina enjoyed watching me suffer. Liz exhales a long stream of smoke, smirking. Yeah, but you were a cute hostage. Michelle rolls her eyes. They stand there in the cold, shoulders relaxing, the muffled sound of laughter, and Christina's voice leaking through the door. Liz nudges her. You gotta admit, though, that was the funniest shit I've seen in months. Michelle takes a long drag. Okay, yeah. Rob barking like a dog. I almost pissed myself. Liz cackles. And Christina reenacting Bill pulling his back? I thought he was gonna walk out. Michelle snorts. He should've. I would've. Liz leans back against the siding, looking up at the sky. Inside, the party continues. Christina is pouring herself another drink, loudly narrating her own pour like a sports commentator. The guys are still at the hot chocolate station, bonding like they just survived a war. Kelly, Rebecca, and Whitney are sprawled on the couch, fanning themselves, trying to recover. Christina is mid-shot, yelling, Another one for Team Butler, baby! Christina scans the room. Tanya, let's go! I want to join in a vodka chaser. Tanya almost chokes on her drink. Let's do it, baby! Rob groans into his hands. Christina, please! I'm begging you! Pace yourself! Christina waves him off like she's swatting a fly. Pace these nuts! Winter's almost over! Tanya laughs despite herself. Christina, it's a joint, not a vision quest. It is if you hit it right! Christina kicks the door open like she's entering a WWE ring. Let's get lit! Ho, ho, ho! Michelle stomps snow off her boots, still rubbing her arms from the cold. Liz shakes out her hair, cheeks pink, cigarette smell clinging to her coat. Michelle blinks. What the hell did we miss? Cara turns toward them, exasperated. Christina's in her joint and vodka chaser era. Pray for me. Liz snorts, tossing her coat onto a chair. Of course she is. That woman's a walking liability. Kelly leans over the back of the couch, whisper yelling, She took Tanya with her! Michelle's eyes widened. Oh, that's dangerous. Tanya's a lightweight. She's gonna see God. Liz rolls her eyes, but there's a smirk tugging at her mouth. Great. 2 of them high as hell in the backyard. What could go wrong? As midnight settled in, the party dissolved into cozy, drowsy clusters. Out on the back deck, Tanya and Christina shared a joint and chased it with vodka, laughing too hard about nothing at all. The back door swung open, and Christina stumbled in first, stilettos barely cooperating. Tanya followed right behind her, giggling into her sleeve, clutching her vodka chaser like it was a life preserver. Christina threw her arms out dramatically. We're back, baby! Who missed me? She tripped over the rug, caught herself on the wall, and then glared back at it like it had betrayed her. This wall's crooked. I swear to God, Cara, you gotta fix that. It's disrespectful. Tanya wheezed, nearly dropping her drink. She's so high, she thinks the house is flirting with her. Christina gasped, offended. It is! It's given me architectural seduction. Christina wobbled, grabbed the arm of the couch, missed, and slapped Craig's shoulder instead. Craig yelped, Jesus, Christina! Christina pointed at him like he was the problem. Don't sneak up on me like that. Craig blinked. I was sitting here the whole time. Christina waved him off, already distracted by something else, specifically the bowl of pretzels on the coffee table. Oh my God! Snacks! Christina tried to peel off her coat, but instead managed to get one arm stuck, spun halfway around, and smacked directly into the side table. The lamp wobbled dangerously. Who put this table here? Tanya, still giggling uncontrollably, slid down the wall like her bones had given up. It's been there all night, babe. The lamp tipped. Cara lunged like a goalie. Christina! She caught it just in time, slamming it back onto the table with a thud. Christina suddenly froze like she remembered something vitally important. She patted her coat pockets. Wait, I got something for this. Tanya, still giggling on the rug, blinked up at her. For what? Christina triumphantly yanked a tiny plastic baggie out of her coat pocket. Rob saw it first. "Oh my God! Christina! No!" Christina held it up. "Look! Emergency xanax! For emergencies!" Cara's head whipped around so fast she nearly sprained her neck. "Christina! Put that away!" But Christina was already unscrewing the vodka cap with her teeth. "I'm just gonna take, like, 1 or 2 or..." Rob lunged. Nope. Gimme that right now." Christina jerked her hand away, offended. "Rob, stop being dramatic."
"Give me the pills."
Christina tried to hide the baggie behind her back. Rob snatched it out of her hand with the reflexes of a man who has worked retail during Black Friday. "Hey, that's mine."
"And now it's mine. And now it's going in my pocket. And you're gonna sit down and drink water like a normal person."
"Rob!"
Rob turned to Bill with the expression of a man who had reached his limit. "Bill, buddy, pal, husband of the year, can you please get your wife before she kills herself or someone else?" Bill didn't even open his eyes. "She's fine. She tried to take loose pills with vodka." Bill shrugged. "She does that at home. That's not better." Cara whipped around. "Bill, get up. Now. I'm not babysitting your wife while you're over there pretending to be a corpse." Bill sighed, then finally pushed himself out of the recliner. Christina perked up instantly. "William, baby! Look! Rob, he stole my medicine!" Rob held up the baggie like evidence in a courtroom. "Because you're about to wash it down with vodka like a feral druggie." Bill snatched the baggie out of Rob's hand. "Give me that. She's not taking anything tonight." Christina gasped. "Traitor!" Bill pointed at her sternly. "You're done. Water only. And you're not moving from that couch unless it's to go home." Christina crossed her arms.
"Fuck all of yous."
Bill clapped Rob on the shoulder. "You worry too much." Cara threw her hands up. "Lord, give me strength." "All right," she said, voice steady. "Winter Wonderland is officially closed. Coats, shoes, goodbyes. Let's move." Dawn had already grabbed Marnie's coat. "You ready?" Marnie didn't even try to play it off. She nodded, small and grateful. "Please." She leaned into the touch for half a second longer than necessary. Before heading to the stairs, they made their slow loop around the room, offering soft goodbyes to whoever was still lingering. Marnie and Dawn make their way over to Rebecca awkwardly, letting her know they were leaving. Marnie offered a small, polite smile. "We're heading out." Rebecca nodded. "Well, good night. Get home safe." "Thanks," Marnie said quietly. Dawn gave Rebecca a small, respectful nod. "Good seeing you." "You too," she said. Cara spotted them. "Thank you guys for coming. Hope you had a great time." Dawn gave her a sympathetic half smile. "Good luck." Marnie let out a tiny laugh, and Dawn guided her toward the stairs, one hand hovering at her back. Carla and Brad got ready next, passing their goodbyes amongst the other guests and Cara. Kelly and Whitney passed by next, already halfway up the stairs. "Bye, Carla. Bye, Brad," Kelly called, waving like she was on a parade float. They disappeared through the doorway, the cold air rushing in behind them as the door closed. Tanya was still in full social butterfly mode. She had her arms around Liz, Michelle, and Melissa at the same time, swaying like she was trying to start a group slow dance. "I love you guys," she declared, voice loud enough to echo off the basement ceiling. "This was the best night ever." Nicole stood behind her, coat on, purse ready, gently tapping her arm. "Tanya," Nicole murmured. "We said goodbye already." "No, we didn't," Tanya insisted, hugging Melissa again. "This is the real one." Melissa laughed softly, patting her back. "Okay, real one." Nicole stepped in, looping an arm around Tanya's waist. "All right, that's our cue." "Good night, everyone," Tanya called, blowing kisses like she was leaving a Broadway stage. Melissa had been helping clean up for the last 20 minutes, gathering cups, stacking plates, wiping down the snack table. She slipped her coat on, smoothing the sleeves, and approached Cara and Gionni, who were knee-deep in trash bags and half-deflated decorations. "Thank you for having me," she said, voice soft but sincere. Cara straightened. "Melissa, I'm so glad you came. You were a lifesaver tonight. Seriously. I'll call you when we host another party." Gionni nodded. "You clean more than half the guests who live here." Melissa smiled, cheeks warming. "Thank you for having me." Kelly was already in her coat, hands tucked into the pockets, cheeks pink from the warmth of the basement and the cold waiting outside. Whitney was still finishing the last inch of her drink like she was in a time competition. "Whit," Kelly murmured, nudging her. "We're leaving." "I know," Whitney said, taking one last sip. "I'm savoring." Kelly rolled her eyes affectionately and waved to the room. "Good night, everyone." Cara approached them with a trash bag slung over her shoulder like Santa Claus. "Thank you both," she said, voice warm but frayed at the edges. "You were shockingly low maintenance tonight." Whitney grinned. "I try to behave in public." Kelly squeezed Cara's arm. "It was beautiful, really." Cara exhaled. "Thank you, sweetheart." They headed toward the stairs, waving as they went. Rebecca had been lingering near the wall, watching the exits like she was waiting for the right moment to slip out without being noticed. Liz approached next, dustpan still in hand. "Heading out?" "Yeah," Rebecca said, shifting her coat. "I don't want to be in the way." "You're not," Liz said, warm and steady. "Drive safe, okay?" Michelle joined them, wiping her hands on a napkin. "Good night, Rebecca." "Good night," she echoed, quieter. Finally, she made her way to Cara and Gionni. "Thanks for having me," she said, voice careful, like she didn't want to take up too much space. Cara straightened, softening immediately. "I'm glad you came." Rebecca nodded, eyes flickering around the room. "It was nice." Gionni gave her a warm smile. "Get home safe, all right?" "I will," she said, hugging her coat to her chest. She offered one last small wave to the room and then headed up the stairs, disappearing into the cold night air. Craig finally managed to untie his scarf from the snowman decoration and looped it around his neck with a winning little flourish. Maria shook her head, slipping into her coat. "I swear, you can't take him anywhere." Craig grinned. "The snowman started it." Maria patted his chest. "Okay, honey." As they passed by the couch, Craig raised an eyebrow in Christina's direction. Craig leaned in. "You good, Christina?" "I'm thriving," she says, slurring just a little bit. "Rob's just being dramatic." Craig and Maria make their way up the stairs. Next were Bill and Kathy, who were halfway into their coats and looked like they just aged a decade in the last hour. "Night, guys," Gionni said, clapping Bill's shoulder. They headed up the stairs, waving back at the room. Cara finally snapped the broom out of Liz's hands. "Enough! Both of you! Out! Go home before I put you to work on payroll." Michelle blinked. "We're helping." "You're enabling," Cara corrected. "Shoes, coats, leave." Liz raised her hands in surrender. All right, we're going." They made their way across the basement, weaving through the last pockets of guests. Christina was still perched on the ottoman, eyes half closed but still sparkling with mischief. Rob hovered beside her like a weary handler. "Night, Christina," Michelle said, leaning down to hug her. Christina wrapped her arms around her dramatically. "Michelle, you're my favorite person here. Swear to God." Liz snorted. "I'm offended I wasn't on the list." Christina pointed at her. "You're tied for first." Michelle kissed her cheek. "Get her home safe, okay?" Rob nodded gratefully. "I'm trying." They waved one last time, climbing the stairs together. Christina was laying on the couch, clutching the last of her vodka chaser. Rob approached her slowly, like he was trying not to spook a raccoon. "All right, honey, time to go." Christina tipped the cup back and finished the vodka in one long, reckless swallow. Then she wiped her mouth with the back of her hand and squinted up at him. "Robbie, I'm fine," she slurred. I'm just getting started." "You're horizontal," Rob said. "You're done." She pointed at him, finger wobbling. Don't boss me around. I'm the boss. I'm your boss. I'm the motherfucking CEO of this couch." Rob sighed. "Yeah, I could tell." She tried to sit up. "Leave me alone. I'm having fun." "No, you're not," Rob said, already sliding her coat around her shoulders. "You're going home." Christina swatted at him again, missing by a full foot. "Stop touching me. I'm helping." "You're not helping," Rob said. "You're actively making this harder." Christina leaned forward suddenly, grabbing Rob's shirt for balance. "Robbie, listen to me. I'm the Snow Queen. I gotta do my little farewell monologue." "No," Rob said, lifting her to her feet. "Absolutely not." She wobbled, knees bending like cooked spaghetti. "Whoa, okay. I'm up. I'm Oh, shit. Rob caught her before she face-planted. Feet on the ground. That's it. Good job. She beamed at him like she just won an award. See, I'm doing great. Rob had one arm around Christina's waist and the other trying to wrangle her coat onto her shoulders, but she kept shrugging it off like she was on a runway. All right, he said, breath already thin. We're saying goodbye now. He turned toward Cara and Gionni, trying to keep his voice polite while physically holding up a woman who was 80% vodka and 20% medicated. Thanks for hosting. But Christina's head snapped up like she'd heard a cue from offstage. No, I'll do it, she slurred, shoving her finger into Rob's chest. I'm the spokes lady. I'm a face of this company. You're the face of a liability claim, Rob murmured. Christina whipped around toward Cara and Gionni, nearly losing her balance. Cara! Gionni! Listen to me! Cara froze mid-sweep. Oh, God. Christina spread her arms wide. Thank you for inviting me to this winter wonderland ball thing. It was magical. It was like Narnia, but with alcohol. Gionni blinked. Thank you, Christina. Rob tried again. Okay, that's enough. She patted his cheek. You're doing great, Robbie. He sighed. Let's go. And with that, Rob hauled her up the stairs. Cara walked into Gianni's arms without hesitation, forehead pressing into his chest, shoulders finally dropping for the first time all night. Cara pulled back, eyes half closed. Let's go to bed, babe. I'll turn off the lights, Gionni said. We're never doing a winter theme again. Agreed. They disappeared upstairs, leaving the battlefield behind.